Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Future Dimensions 360. As you guys know, in our last tutorial, we had talked about event handling. So in our today's tutorial, we will be talking about event binding. Why this event binding is important in some of the components of React and how we can bind the events. So let's move ahead and check with an example in terms of React component and understand why it is important to bind an event with the class-based components. I'll go to my components and try to create a new file called event binding.js. Let me use React snippet to create class-based class component by using RCE. So as you guys see, the basic class component is ready. What I will do here is inside the div, I will create one function. One button. On this button, I'll pass a text as click, and I will create an event to bind the event on this button. So what actually I'll do is I'll create a constructor and save one message variable inside the constructor by using rconst react snippet, the shortcut to create constructor, and then inside this I'll be saving a message and I'll say hello, and that's it. So what I want here is I want it like on click event, please call this dot handle event function. So I'll move ahead and try to create this dot handle event function by using a normal function creation method, and this one I'll be using this dot set state method to set the state, and here I will say message equals to goodbye. Very simple, very easy. This the guy, as you guys seeing like in our last videos, we are doing in this way to handle some sort of events, but actually it's not the same way. I'll give you an examples right now in detail to understand it more better. Let's move ahead and try to check in browser what we will see. By the way, we forgot to import it in our app component. Let's import it in our app component by using event binding. So here we had imported it in our app component, and you guys see this is click event is here. And we didn't add this message here as well. Let's add this message here as well by using h1 and curly braces. I will say, by the way, here let's destructor the props. Const, I will say const curly braces and message, and then equals to this dot state. I'm repeating this process to let you understand more better regarding destructing. So this is the way. Let's go ahead, and as you guys see, the hello is appearing here. Now I'll move ahead and try to click. As you guys see, I am receiving very good error, and this error sees that set state don't know, like a set state is undefined. Actually, my event is passed as function is passed in event, but it's an asynchronous process in JavaScript, and this keyword, I'm actually taking the context of same class in with the help of this keyword. But here if I'll check like console.log and try to see this event, I don't, my compiler don't know about it. Like let me go ahead and try to remove this thing, try to just comment out this, and I'll just click. You see like this is undefined in line number 17. This is undefined. Like my function is not taking the context of my class. This is why, because it's an asynchronous process. The Node.js or JavaScript programming is an asynchronous process. This is the reason. How we can deal with it? There are 4 different methods to deal with this situation in class-based component. So let's go ahead and try to do one by one, understand one by one everyone. So let me uncomment this, and the first ever method is we can use the same thing, this dot handle event dot bind function, and inside this one we will pass this. Let's save it, go ahead and try to click out. You guys see goodbye is appearing and my event binding is appearing. This is a very simple and very easy method to handle a functions, but In terms of large scale, big scale application, this technique is not very good because why? Whenever you will call this dot bind event dot bind, it will create a brand new event for the element again and again. For example, 10 times you had used the uh, same function as a event for different buttons, so it will create 10 different binding events for that. So in terms of large scale application, it's not recommended. There's another method. Let's try it out, how it will work. Let me comment this one. So that one is using arrow function. That is what we are using in our past few tutorials, like this way. This is also very nice, very good method, but again, in large scale applications, this is also not recommended. But let me go ahead and show you how it will work. I'll clear the console. Let me click and you guys see goodbye is working very nicely and very fine. But again, this is not working in large scale application. Why? Because this dot event handle, by using this arrow function, will bind this event with every element from as a brand new handler again and again. That will allocate a lot of memory. Let me go ahead and try to create the another way, and that way is you can go to your constructor, and inside the constructor you can say this dot handle event, and you can equal to, you can say this dot handle event dot bind, and inside this one you will pass this. This method is available in React documentation and recommended as well, and it's pretty good and easy to understand as well. Let me go ahead and try it out. Let's say we click and it's working very fine. This is the third method to handle the event, to bind the event. There's another way as well that is very easy also, and normally we will be using mostly in our React components. That is, I will comment it out this one, I'll comment this one as well. You can directly use arrow function to handle the event by using handle event equal to full round bracket arrow function, and that's it. In this way you can use like directly arrow function to use the event handler. So by using arrow function, no need to pass this as context, it's already known. If you guys don't know in detail about arrows function, I'll highly recommend you to go on to ES6 series and try to learn about arrows function. But this is the fourth way to understand how we can bind the event as well. Let's go ahead and try to click hello, goodbye. So you guys see like this is working very nice, very fine. So in today's tutorial, we had learned about what? About event binding, how we can bind the events in class-based components. There are 4 different ways. The first one is you can use this dot handle event dot bind. Inside this one, you will inside the parameter, as a parameter you will find your this context of your current class component. The second one is using arrow function. You can pass the event handler as well to bind the event with the element. Both of them are not recommended. Why? Because both of them consume a lot of memory. As a beginner, I really not recommend you to go in much detail about it. Just keep it in mind that these two methods consume a lot of memory. Yeah, these are good methods if you are using very small or you are making very small application. These methods are still worthable in those. But if you have very high scale application, very big application, these two methods are not recommended. You can choose one of the following method, that is create a function, bind the function in the constructor and call it as a handler. Other than that, create a function as an arrow function and call it as a handler in the event. That's it. I hope you guys like for today's tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe and like our channel. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.